to the Ought to Know Better podcast. I'm joined this week by Gilly, Smarty, Adam, Mad Adam as we call him, and Carl. How are you doing, boys?
Yeah,
all right. Yeah, good, thanks.
All right. So we actually won a game this week. Bit of a turnaround for us after the last few results. That good bit of morale boosting for us. We've got the predictions from the Newcastle game, so I'm going to go straight to Gilly for that. We'll see how everybody's done.
Yeah, so Stats was spot on with a 2-1. Ash was spot on with a 2-1, which I'm going to be very interested. I'm going to update the table. I'm going to be very interested to see where she's landing at the moment, because she's predicted far fewer games, and I know that Smarty were a bit scared right off the bat. But yeah, just about everybody predicted a Leeds win. However, can any of you remember who didn't?
It's got to be.
Was it you?
It was M. Render. Went with a 1-1 draw.
Oh,
did she?
Yeah. So Wankers Whatton this week is M. Render.
Josh is good at drawing, innit?
Yeah. Nice.
So,
tell us a bit more, Gilly. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, so we're all ready to go for the predictions for the next game. So if you come back to me towards the end, and we'll pick up them from everybody on here, and then I'll get it from the rest of the group as we go.
Sounds good. Nice one. All right. So mentioning the Newcastle game, then we did the Berardi and Coke after-match podcast yesterday, which I'm sure everybody's listening to that's listening to this. Shame on you if not. But we'll touch on the game a bit, just seeing as we are a Leeds podcast, and we've got to enjoy it when we win. So I'm going to go to Carl. What did you think about the game last night, Carl? What are your thoughts on it?
Overall, I enjoyed it. But I guess we witnessed some of that lovely sloppy passing from defence into the midfield again. I think there was a few from Cooper where he kind of tried to dink it, and it didn't really work, and we lost possession, and we kind of pushed forward again a bit. But look, overall, after 3 straight defeats, a win is a win, and I think they're the kind of games that we need to start winning to make sure that we stay up. Just one or two things. Pascal is a centre back. I said it today on Twitter. I was like, he is a centre back. I'd fight anyone that wants to tell me otherwise, except Marcelo. He is a centre back. There's no two ways about it. Newcastle are muck. I don't think we needed to watch another 90 minutes of Newcastle to understand that they were actually terrible, and they haven't won in 10. Is that 11 now? Sorry, it was 10 when they lost. Yeah. So they haven't won in 11, and we've beaten them twice in 11 games. So it says a lot about Newcastle, but also I think it reiterates the point that I don't think the pitch is our issue, when it was a little bit off again last night on a surface like that. And that's just, I think that's just the way it is. I think we went 1-0 up, and I think then we started playing hoofball a bit again for some bizarre reason. We did start pumping it long a little bit, and it kind of took away from the good work that we'd done building up to the goal, because we did play quite well building up to the goal, and the pressure we were putting on their front, or their back four, the back line and the midfield, was definitely more prosperous than it has been in previous games, I think. But to say that we stopped playing football on 34 minutes for the end of that half, and then large portions of the second half, they were very much on top. And if they had anyone that could finish it, that game would have finished 2-2.
Well, I remember in the chat we were saying between us, weren't we, that you're playing against us, weak from set pieces, defence a bit fragile. Why is Andy Carroll not in there, the big battering ram? Why is he not, smashing people and getting his head on stuff? And just a strange tactical decision that from Bruce.
You're right, yeah, because Bruce he's quite, he's an intelligent enough guy, and he's been a manager for nearly 20 years or something. And when you're someone like Andy Carroll on the bench, and our set pieces, they got quite a lot of set pieces, and they probably should have finished maybe 1 or 2 more than than we give them credit for. Like, but Jesus, like Messier made that great save just under the crossbar, and it was good. Stuart Dallas is not born in Leeds. He's fucking Cooktown, Northern Ireland.
No. Hang on.
No, he's ours now.
His mum was from Cookridge, and his dad was from Chapeltown. That's where you got Cookstown from.
I'm not buying that at all. I'm pretty sure he's from Cooktown in Northern Ireland, and I'm nearly sure there was a big, huge banner congratulating him when we got promoted in Cookstown. So this is just a shout out to all commentators, not just any in particular. Do your fucking homework, you absolute cabbages.
And that's an official ought to know better opinion.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my lot. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Carl.
One thing that I just want to say on the when you're saying about if they had somebody that can finish, I'm sorry, I think they really do. They've got some glittering players that are very capable at mid-Premier League kind of level. They're just, everything else is shit, and the coaching shit. They've got players that have the capability going forward to be able to do damage to a fragile defence, and they should have done. So I don't think it's the playing staff. I think it's the coaching and the setup that's the problem.
I think you're probably right there.
There is the counter argument to that. I won't get into it too much. You could say that it is the problem with the people that they have with finishing, because they're getting to the point where they should be finishing. They're in our 18-yard box. They're on the edge of the box, and they're in position. So from back to midfield to our final third, they didn't really seem to have an issue. And it was when they got...
We do that as well.
Yeah,
but we've got a decent manager.
Yeah, we've got a manager. We won't get into the manager side of things, but like they've players up there that can finish, and they didn't. So essentially, they have. If they had better players, they could have beaten us. But the players that they have, they're good, but just not finishing it.
Yeah, and I think it shows you as well when you look at the job that Bielsa's done with our players. Bruce is kind of doing the opposite to their players.
Yeah,
Bielsa makes players better. Bruce seems to make them worse.
Like Almiron and
relegation form, those guys. Newcastle are lucky that they amassed the points that they have so far before this run started, because they don't look like doing anything now. But I was going to ask Smarty for a few words on this, but I think you and I are going to discuss the poll results, Smarty. So I'm going to ask Adam if he's got anything to say with him being late.
Poll results, really.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out.
I think I think we were pretty shit for most of it, but Newcastle were just worse at times. I didn't really see any phases of real play from us that got me excited and thought, we're back out of our shit run. I just think we got lucky that we played against a team that were more bereft of confidence than we are.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what was up with Bamford last night. I think that's the worst I've seen him play.
He looks off it at the moment.
He don't look right. I thought Rafinha again looks amazing. It was just another nothing type of game from Leeds, really. Harrison took his goal well, great bit of play.
Nice finish that.
But other than that, just a nothing game for me. Just nothing to get excited about, was there? Nothing.
No, I think you're right.
I do have a couple of things to say.
Well, do you know what, Smart? I didn't want to leave you out in the cold. We're going to nip back to you and just ask you for a couple of words.
just to be on the opposite end of the spectrum, I think we actually played quite well. The first half, I mean, fucking hell, I hope Angus Kinney has still got receipt fuller, ain't he? He'll have to get his file of facts out and have a good old wander through, because what the fuck?
Something not right there.
Another makeshift defence with Struick. Good player. I was quite happy with the defence. I think Cooper played well. It's nice to see Ayling back in his position as well.
Sorry, Sheffield United have won up against the scum.
I'm starting.
Just about to put it on.
What?
Sheffield United have 1-0 up against the scum at the scum.
I was gonna say something because I'm watching it. I was like, oh, fucking
Sorry, Smarty, go on.
But anyway, I thought the first half we played really well. It was a marked improvement on Brighton. I know we've said that the pitch, obviously, we can't say yes or no whether it has any sort of factor to do with our performances and stuff like that. But I think playing on a better pitch definitely on us last night. But yeah, the second half, Alan sent maximum frightening. I think in the second half we kind of got down to their sort of playing, and we seemed to struggle, or we seemed to start getting a bit motivated, and we weren't passing the ball around as well. But on the other hand, we ground out a defeat, and it's nice to see. So you can't really say, oh yeah, we were that fucking shit, because we scored 2 goals, 2 belting goals as well. Nod to Harrison for his goal as well, because that were an absolute peach.
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah, I think a lot of people think, oh fucking hell, it's shit. At the end of the day, we've still got most of our teams a championship team, and we're playing against fucking really good teams here. Regardless of how poorly coached Newcastle are, they're still a good team. Yeah. So not all doom and gloom from me.
No. Can I just ask? Can I just put this out to you? Sorry to sort of take over a little bit on this bit.
Here we go.
No. Do you think we do you think we looked worse when Click came on? Because when Click came on, we just seemed to lose any type of control in midfield. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me.
I think it were already going down.
I thought we were already playing shit at that point.
Yeah, I think it were already the performance were already suffering a little bit by then anyway, so it kind of contributed to it. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think Pele could have come on and changed that way we were playing at that point.
Maybe I'm just being harsh.
No, that's right. A bit as well, like.
Right, I'm going to move us
Dallas moved to left back. I thought we kind of lost our shape a little bit, that energy that Dallas was giving us. But anyway.
Just one comment on what Smarty's saying about Newcastle not being a shit team. If they'd have beaten us last night, they'd have been a point behind us.
Yeah.
It won't. Those are the teams that we do want to be beating. We need to target those teams that are in and around us. There would have been 1 point behind us had we not beaten them.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, well, I'm going to move us on from there. So thanks for that, guys. So the next bit on the agenda tonight is the poll that we put on the Twitter account, where we asked the listeners to vote on a number of different topics, and we'll discuss it on the podcast. So the winner for this week's poll is the 49ers investment. And because I have gone a bit off track and put the wrong person on the pre-game bit, I think I'm going to you for this, Gilly.
Yeah, but all right. They already had a 15% stake in the club that was purchased in 2018. They've bought another 22%, take it up to 37%. And I think it's pronounced Marath, becomes the vice chairman.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the club has come out and said that. So obviously they already had some involvement because they had some investment already in the club, but he's going to be more involved day to day. Personally, I think that's quite exciting. They've built a real organisation over there of success. And when I say it's success, not necessarily on the field, but commercially, they've had a lot of success in the States. And if you combine that with what Rads has already achieved with us, which is huge, what he's achieved with us. He had his pelters. Jason, who's part of our group, gave him absolute shit and called himself Rex Arms because he said he was tight. But to be fair to him, he gave himself a bit of stick over the fact that he has then achieved things. So combining Rads' capabilities and the proof that he's already had that positivity and that positive impact on us, and bringing the 49ers in a little bit more. Not only is that, I mean, the money, as I understand it, will go to Rads. It won't go to the club because it's him that sold his shares.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we may well see some small amount of investment. And my understanding is that the 49ers actually directly funded the pitch.
Okay.
The pitch has been laid, and that's my understanding as well. The fact that somebody with that kind of background and that kind of proof of capability is going to be having more day-to-day involvement, working with Kinnear, working with Rads, I think is really positive. So, always round, I think it's a positive move. When we talked about investment coming from the Middle East and there's investment coming into clubs from China and Russia, whilst I don't like the fact that, the Glazers have gone in. Well, actually, I love the fact that the Glazers went in and completely screwed the scummy to the ground and put billions of pounds worth of debt on the club. That's
fantastic.
Great. But you look at the scum, you look at Liverpool, and do we want too many Americans involved? Well, maybe not, but they were already involved with these ones. They're just a bit more involved now. Looking further forward, I think that there is real potential for them to be majority stakeholder in the future. I don't think Rads will ever walk away from the club. or at least not in the short to mid-term, maybe longer term.
No.
But I think he'll maintain a stake in the club, even if they become majority shareholders, which I kind of can see. The amounts, I don't think there's actually been, there's been numbers kicked around. I don't think there's anything been solidified and said this is what the figures are. But it seems that the approximate £300 million valuation of the club may have been eroded slightly by COVID, fans not being in the stadiums, that sort of thing. The impact that has been felt there commercially has reduced the value of the club slightly, but it will have done across all clubs, won't it? So,
it'll be relative. It's not just us.
That's right.
Cool.
So I think it's a really positive thing.
I think it's a good thing. I mean, anything like that shows that we're going in the right direction. The fact that people like that want to get involved, the fact that they see that it's worth putting that sort of money into us, it says a lot about like the long-term future of the club and where people who know what they're doing see it going. Yeah. And I think it's a big sort of vote of confidence for Rads and what he's done there with Kinnear and Orta and the other guys. And yeah, I mean, I can't see a negative to it. I don't think there's any sort of downside to this at all. We may not get any sort of immediate money pumped into the playing staff from it, from what they've said.
So get DePaul.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we did. But, as I say, it's the right direction. It's a vote of confidence in the club and in the management, and it shows that what's building at Elland Road is, it's for the long term. We're going in the right direction. We're not saddled with the idiots we've had in the past and the debts and spiraling out of control. I think those days are long behind us, touch wood. So, yeah, good thing, I think. Anybody else want to chip in on that before I move us on? Or?
Smart, have you got it in there now?
Well, just to mirror what Gilly says, having someone at a franchise as big as the 49ers, the guys over there in the US, with the amount of experience and stuff that they've got with this sort of thing, it can only be a positive thing, regardless of the monetary value that we're probably gaining from it, or via, through Rads that we're gaining from it. Their experience in this sort of thing, from such a massive club. Do you call them clubs over there in the US? I'm not sure.
Franchise.
They are a franchise, but whether they're a club or not, the 49ers are absolutely huge. So having not a consortium of sorts, but looking like it could be a kind of consortium of owners that maybe involved with Leeds towards, in the future, like Gilly said, it's only a positive thing to have someone not solely in charge of the club and having other people, run it as well. So yeah, absolutely. Gilly's right with what he said, spot on. Really,
it's
really
good to have somebody who knows what they're doing like that. Can sort of.
He did mention he needed
I tend to agree with you sometimes. Just don't admit it.
I think it's just on a a commercial side of things. I think it's good that what's his name? How do you pronounce his name, Gilly? Marat. You know me now.
Marat, I think.
Marat, yeah, he's come straight out and he's nearly put to bed any rumours that we might move from Elland Road or anything like that. I know they had the plans for the stadium to redevelop it and all that, but with the likes of these owners coming in, they might have different ideas in relation to how commercial we could get, and it could potentially be a move away from Elland Road. But thankfully, he's come out and he said he just wants to redevelop Elland Road, and that's a big thing for me anyway. They can sell the stadium name whatever they want, but at the end of the day, they're going to have to go to the council and ask them to change Elland Road, because that's what that's the road that the stadium's on. Like they can change it to the BT Stadium, whatever the hell they want, but we'll always be going to Elland Road, and I think that's important that we keep that side of our identity as well.
Yeah, St James's Park will always be St James's Park. It don't matter what it's the Sports Direct or whatever it is stadium, isn't it? Yeah, but it's not. It's St James's Park.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's what I wanted to say.
I think that the having somebody at that level who really knows what they're doing with the sports club or team, or whatever, as well, it's going to be good for Radzak. He's got somebody there that if he does do something wrong or he's not sure about something, he can turn to this guy might step in and say, yeah, don't do that, do this. It's that kind of sort of experience behind him now that's going to help him, I think, and that's only going to be good for us. So that's my take anyway. Right, so we are now moving on to the predictions for our next game, Gilly. So we've got Leicester away on Sunday the 31st.
We have indeed. Just as we look forwards, actually, Leicester and Everton are our next two fixtures. They're playing each other tonight, and Everton have just gone 1-0 up.
All right, okay.
So, I mean, the thing to bear in mind is that Leicester are now without Jamie Vardy, their talismanic striker, who always seems to score against us. So, with that in mind, we will come round the table. Adam, you are first on the list. Would you like to give me your prediction? Oh, you hate it when we come to you first, don't you? That's why I did
to gauge the room first, doesn't it?
Yeah. Good the mood.
Leicester are a solid team. Brendan Rodgers is a good manager. I think even without Vardy, they've got some firepower. Do you know what I mean? Maddison's starting to score.
He's on fire, mate.
I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester, and I hate myself. I do. Oh.
No, it's -5 if you get it wrong.
It is, but he said it now. Now, you did get away. I want to say you did get away with getting the prediction right in the last game because you said 2-1 in the chat, but you did say 2-0 on the pod.
Oh, he's playing the system.
You said 2-1 last. I'd already decided that that's what your answer was going to be before the game. That's the last time you'll get away with it. Right, as we come down, in fact, no, I'll come off the screen. So, Jay, you're next.
Well, obviously, I'm going 4-1 Leeds because that's my staple prediction. It's got to happen at some point. So, yeah, I'm sticking with that.
Carl?
Yeah.
Nope. Adam, on you.
Me? I've already been.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry.
Already been.
You're
losing the marbles, man.
Smarty.
I'm gonna sit in Adam's camp. I'm going 2-1 Leicester.
Ooh.
Cheers, Smarts.
Ooh. Even with that creeping up on you.
Yeah, fucking hell. It is what it is. That's all laughing. Yeah, I think Leicester may be just too strong for us, even without Vardy.
Jay's gone 4-1 Leeds. Carl doesn't play. I'm going to. Leicester pissed me off, right? And this is so Leicester. So come on, that's smart.
That's smart again.
That's -5. That's fucking -5.
Smart.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I can't help it. It's my Mac. It rings when my phone rings. I really apologise.
So,
even if you have your phone on silent.
It's his actual computer that rings. I don't like Leicester, and the reason that I don't like Leicester is I don't like Liverpool because they've got the L postcode, but Leicester took the LE postcode, and therefore they can fuck off. Leicester's not as big as Leeds. Liverpool, you can kind of argue. Leicester, you can't argue at all. Leicester's just a shithole. In that bit in the middle that nobody wants, the Southerners. Even the Southerners don't want that bit. And the South starts at Sheffield, we all know that. So this is in the middle of the Badlands. They can just piss off. So 2-1 Leeds on that basis.
Absolutely no sitting on the fence there from Gilly.
None whatsoever.
That train of thought and how you got to that prediction is perfect. Perfect.
You can always count on him to tell
there was logic, there was reason. You thought about it, and you delivered it with conviction, Gilly. Fair play to you, man.
It's that sort of thing that I used to sit and think about on those long cold nights before he had this podcast to do with us. Start thinking about why do I hate them? Going through the table, looking at different teams. I hate them because they're down south.
London bastards.
Fuck them.
Right, so we've got everybody that's here that's playing, Carl. So yeah, on we go.
Yeah, cool. I think I'll just say I think it's going to be a tough game, that one. I think there's a lot of sort of positive for us in Vardy not being there with his pace, but with the other players that you guys have mentioned, like Maddison and stuff on fire, it's not going to make a massive difference. It's still going to be a tough game. They're going well out. I think they're third in the table. So I hope that we get something. I've said before, every game we go into, I feel like we've got a possible chance of getting something out of it because of the way we play. But again, it's we're either going to do really well or we're going to get smashed. So fingers crossed, it's the former, and we come away with something out of that. and I'll be very happy.
I'll be happy
Right.
with 4 points out of the next 4 games, quite simply. If we can get
4
3
points from 4 or from 2.
4. If we can get 3 from Palace, maybe 1 from Arsenal or Everton. Good.
Palace
I'll be happy
fucking
with that.
arseholders us last time, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was depressing as fuck. That.
I think they got lucky that day, man. But if Bamford's goal for a sleeve being offside and all, if that goes in, if it goes in, I think that's a different game. We're not on the back foot. We're in the ascendancy there. We're going forward with that one. But
yeah,
all ifs and buts.
That was one of those moments, wasn't it, that changes the course of the game? And
I think so. And people say
once again, it went against
those things
us.
aren't significant, and they are. They really are. Like your head's down when you're kind of looking at that, going, "How am I offside there?" And your head drops a little bit, regardless.
It's stupid that because the player can't possibly check for that. You check your run, you can't account for your sleeve being a millimetre offside, can you? And I think that's the crux of that. It's ruining the game. But VAR and crap like that is something that we may touch upon in the future. With a little feature that
it'll come up somewhere.
We might stick in there, keep watch this space, people. But yeah, I mean, I was going to move on, but Adam's clearly itching to say something. So
well, yeah, it's been 40 minutes and Mad Adam's not had a rant yet, so I just.
There's a reason for Adam. You're being managed.
Sorry, guys. I was going to. Just then when you're talking about referee, that the offside from the Palace game, what the fuck happened with that handball last night from Lascelles? It was a clear handball.
Oh yeah.
Why is VAR?
Changed the rule, haven't they?
No one gave a fuck.
They've agreed on the rule change.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking shit.
Just nobody seems to know
Where's the
about it.
inconsistency? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I want to say. I'm not going to go on a mad rant about it, but basically, it's just it will wank.
Very restrained for you, Adam. Cheers.
Thank you, and that's but it'd be good to hear what the our subscribers and listeners have to say on that, because I think it's fucking bullshit.
Absolutely. And
Lascelles got form as well.
Do let us know.
Lascelles got form as well. He had one against Arsenal, not given. He had one against Spurs, not given. One against us, not given. He's got form for it.
Maybe he just does it now on purpose.
Playing volleyball.
Are they ever going to do anything about it?
Playing wrong sport.
I'm going to take piss.
That's the thing, Jay. It's like you were saying, like where forward players will take a dive or kick a ball at a defender's hand to gain an advantage.
Yeah.
Because they've kind of altered the rule a bit now. Our defenders starting to use it to their advantage, where they're like, "Oh no, my hand's by my side, but my other hand is fucking out here." Like, you know what I mean? Which was nearly the case last night, So it's like, are they starting to cop on to how they can bend the rules to their advantage? And as well as strikers and forwards, maybe. Like, this is the thing that,
as we know, it's all about fine margins and professional sports people will try and find any sort of loophole or advantage they can, won't they? So I wouldn't be surprised if there were people trying to do that. And
it's
if
not just forwards that dive
allowing it, then
Yeah, and it's not just forwards that were diving. Look at Cher last night taking a dive. And then Rodrigo, she tells him afterwards.
Yeah.
That was funny. We're laughing at him after his money.
That was nice. He's really
started £27 million for, boys. That's it now. He's completely.
He's one of us now. He's one of us now.
He's one of us. He's embraced culture.
I had Newcastle fans in my mentions saying, "No, he's a dirty bastard. He's spat in his face," and I was probably just calling him a fucking.
Yeah, probably just told him to get the.
Oh, we don't have any talk like that.
No, you know what?
Homophobe.
Get up, you soft bastard.
That's
all under the rainbow here, boys.
I'll be getting banned now. Cheers.
No doubt about it. You'll be getting
Your words, not mine.
What was the first time?
I always thought it was just sort of me and Adam that you had to look out for on this podcast, but
I won't go and set a neighbour's car on fire though. Adam will.
That will once, right? For an accident.
I accidentally set his cat on fire.
I think we'll move swiftly on now. After that bit, so cheers, boys. So we're on to one of the best bits of the podcast here now, the Hock Topic. This is the bit where we look at who we're playing against and who their manager is, and we have a little discussion and we decide whether they can stand up to the mighty Hock. So I'm just going to go around in the order I've got you guys on the screen here. So I'm going to go to you first, Killy. Would you take Rodgers or would you stick with the Hock?
Do you know what?
Here we go.
Do you know what? You see, right. I want to say the Hock. I just can't. Not this week. Rodgers is a great coach. I've got a lot of time for him. I think he's good. I don't think he suffers from. He doesn't suffer from any Lampardishness. He doesn't suffer from the Kloppishness. There's no air of Taggart about him. He gets results from players. Yes, all right. You look at that Leicester squad; they've got some good players in that squad. But he went up to a Farmers League. He really made a difference. He's come back down to Leicester. That they'd already had recent success. But if you look at the way that the club were going, actually, it felt like they were on a bit of a downward trajectory when he came in, and he's turned that around again. And as you said, the third, and they're going well. So, do you know what? I love to say the Hock, especially if it's up against a scummer, because we know that he's terrible, and we'd still pick him over a scumbag. But I just can't do it this week. It's Rodgers for me.
Okay, controversial. Adam, what are you saying?
Yeah, I agree completely with Gilly. I think if you look at what Rodgers has done, even when he started at Reading, he got on playing good football. When he was at Swansea, he got on playing good football. The guy's a football man. He's a good coach, good manager, good man manager. You're right with what you said, Gilly. Leicester were on a downward trajectory, but only because they won league, so there was nowhere else they could go other than down. But he seems to have given them a different identity without sort of going against the results are still there. Even though he's changing the way the style of football, they're still getting results. So I think he's a brilliant manager. And other than probably Klopp and obviously I never want Bielsa to leave, but other than sort of Klopp and Rodgers, they'd be the only two managers in the Premier League that I'd want at Leeds. I wouldn't want anybody, anybody.
Pep?
On who? Pep.
He needs too much cash, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's too. Yeah, I mean, we haven't got any fucking.
They all though.
Well, yeah, we haven't got any proper left backs anyway, and he spends 350 million on four of the and still can't get him. But as far as I'm concerned, I'd have Rodgers ahead of most managers. So yeah, Rodgers all day long.
Right then, Carl.
That was proper boring, that wasn't it? Sorry.
Oh, you're all serious, mate. It's a nice change of pace, that.
I'm a new man.
Yeah, that's
it's not his fault they've got our postcode.
Carl, what are you saying?
I'm going to have to echo what the lad said. If I'm being perfectly honest,
it's devastating.
Right, like the thing is, what the two lads have said is exactly what I wanted to say. And every time they said something I wanted to say, I was getting more and more angry inside, and it genuinely nearly pushed me to picking the Hock because they literally stole my thunder and said all the nice things I wanted to say.
Stole you what?
Thunder.
Just checking.
Yeah.
He's going to smash his fucking phone up in a second. He's going to go absolutely batshit mental. Go on, Carl.
Sorry, Carl. I couldn't resist that. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. But I like again what Adam was saying. He's the only out of the Premier League managers. He'd be probably the only one I'd like to see when Bielsa leaves come in. He's not he's a great man manager. His style of football. Look, let's be honest, it's quite similar to the way we play, and he adapts to teams that play the similar way to them, which he proved against Leeds. They set back and they soaked it up more so than we would when we try and hit people on the counter attack. And he played us quite well that day. I'd like to see him come in, but for this week it's going to have to be Rodgers, I'm afraid.
Right, Smarty.
What you got?
So it's all going in one direction here. What have you got to say?
One Direction.
Shit boy.
That is in One Direction.
On that, for fuck's sake.
Lovely.
And with that, we found out that he's not a Metallica fan. He likes to watch boys and boy bands.
Do you know what? I'd rather go to a One Direction concert than a fucking Metallica one. The big.
Thank God
That's
going to be used.
I can't speak. I'm in shock. I can't really argue with what either of you, all three of you, have said. To be fair, however, I will. Does Brendan Rodgers have his 10-metre swimming badge? I probably think not. Yeah, he's a fantastic manager, Brendan Rodgers, and for that exact reason, I'm picking the Hock.
Fair enough. Well, same as what Smarty said, really. I can't really disagree with anything you guys said about Rodgers. He's a quality coach. He's shown that he can do it at different clubs, different environments. He's managed big clubs, he's managed medium clubs, and he's adapted and he's done well everywhere he's gone. But having said that, I don't like to see anyone pick on the little guy, and I don't think Rodgers has brought through the next generation of football stars at Gloucester fucking college or whatever it is. So for that reason alone, I'm going for the Hock because he's put in the work and he's done his bit.
Gloucester's PE department.
That's right. They're lucky to have him.
Brendan Rodgers has got silverware, he's got trophies, he's got medals. Fucking David Hockenay's got a 10-metre swimming badge and his cycling proficiency, lads.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, what more do you want from a manager? Lots of salt and pepper pots.
So, unfortunately, it's a win there for Rodgers this week, which has disappointed Smarty and I very much.
But let's be honest, it is quite a serious topic, the Hock topic.
It is.
I feel that, this
Hold on. You're the one who fucking told Ralph Einstein. You give him a bollocking, said you don't understand, you don't get it. A fucking celebrity. I can't disagree.
Yeah, but he picked Harry Potter.
When are we ever going to get a chance to tell a celebrity that he's wrong again? And
he just got a bit power mad there, didn't he? He just got a bit.
You're fucking wrong, you dickhead. You don't know what you're talking about.
That's not what we do on this podcast, Ralph.
What were you? And where the fuck have you come from?
Don't you come in here, you famous bastard, and start changing things.
Just totally off topic altogether.
You celebs.
Totally off topic altogether.
Just to try and pull it back to football conversation a little bit.
Hang on, you just cut Carl dead.
We have talked about.
How nice is it, Carl? Don't do it to Ralph.
We have talked about managers in the Premier League, and we talked about whether we'd like others or not. What's your thoughts on Hasenhuttl?
Oh,
well, I mean, I still want to know what Carl was going to say, to be honest with you.
He wasn't talking football, he was talking shit.
Talking, isn't that another podcast?
That was good, Adam. I like that.
Too soon.
He didn't get his angry rant in, but he got a dig.
Too soon. Sorry, boys. Sorry.
Nah, fuck them. They can do what they want. You'll still set them all on fire. Fuck them.
Just the cats.
Bastards. I'll set your cats on fire.
Oh, fucking hell. To answer your question,
cats were harmed in the filming of this podcast.
I think Hasenhuttl is actually a really decent shout. He didn't he used to be Klopp's assistant, or am I imagining that?
I know that people have drawn comparisons between them.
He was called the Austrian Klopp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be a good shout.
Get plumbed 9-0 and not get fired.
Yeah.
Shows credit to Southampton's board and for not fucking him off after that, because that was against Leicester, wasn't it? Fucking
they were probably too fucking skint to pay him off, to be fair. But yeah, let's go with credit to Southampton.
Just sell another plate at Liverpool.
The prick didn't let us have Shea Adams, though, did he?
He didn't, bastard.
Well, no, I think Hasenhuttl or whatever he's called. I think he's a decent lad.
Yeah,
does that literally transfer as Rabbit Hutch? I think it might.
Don't Schweinsteiger.
Ralph Rabbit Hutch.
Ralph Rabbit Hutch, I like that.
Well, Schweinsteiger translates to pig fucker, doesn't it?
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
The Leeds podcast, we're not Sheffield related here.
Very educational tonight.
Sebastian
Other animals
Pigwood.
are available if you're from Huddersfield.
Not bestiality being spun around. No, pigs were
I
also
think,
hurt in the
Keith Stroud's a fan. I've heard Keith Stroud's a fan.
I think we're getting to a point where we're all going a bit insane now and off topic. So I'm going to wrap us up now, boys.
Oh, just like that.
How dare you?
We're already getting going.
How dare you?
How dare you? Listen, I know you got cut off, Carl. Go on, spit it out. Tell us what you want to say. Let's have it.
Manor now.
Is that all you've got for us? After all that, can you kick him out, Gilly, or mute him or something?
I'll see you in the group chat later, so yeah.
That's where he threatens us, people, and bribe us, so you guys don't see the real side of Carl, angry Carl, as we call him.
Set fire to the cats, Carl. It's fine.
I set fire to couches as well, if anyone,
Couches with shrink wrap still on them.
We've been going so well.
Yeah. Why not? Fuck it.
Fuck this. We've gone insane here. I'm wrapping us up, boys. I don't care what you say, Carl. You'll be muted if you start again. So anyway, we need you now, unfortunately. We need you now, unfortunately, because we've got the competition going for the smartwatch, which is still live. And Angry Carl, as is now known, will be picking the winner of that on the post-Leicester podcast. So tune in for that one. Make yourself a nice bit of kit there from Father Christmas himself.
So what does everybody have to do to? How do you win that? What do we have to do?
I'll let Gilly step in on this one because
you don't know.
I don't want it.
I can't remember.
If I won it, right?
To write a 16th century screenplay in the writing of William Shakespeare, and also
do you know
to do
that
a dance with scarves.
Do you know that they say that Shakespeare didn't write most of his own plays?
No,
listen. That's too highbrow for this podcast, Gilly.
Only you would know that.
It's just one of the things he says to women, so they think he's well read and smart. Just comes out with random Shakespeare facts. I think, this guy is.
Will you shut up and let me talk about the competition that you?
It's not nice, is it? It's not nice. Right,
so, we asked people to subscribe to a podcast of their choosing across YouTube or what have you. But really, the entry elements are to like, to retweet, and to respond on the competition tweet.
Thank you very much, Gilly. Nice and
you're not in, you can't win. Sort it
out. Exactly. So after that, I just want to say thanks for listening to us. If you've stuck with us throughout some of that, then really grateful for that. You've done well. I'd like to invite you all to join us after the next game, the Leicester game, for Berardi and Coke, where we'll be discussing whatever's happened in that match, good or bad. Remember to follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube and our podcast channels. And I'd just like to dedicate this podcast to Frank Lampard. Thanks very much, everybody.
Stop crying.
Yeah. Bye, Frank.
Bye, Frank.